Good morning, everyone. My name is Charles Smith. I am a State Member of Parliament here in the building behind us, and I represent the Western Australia Party. And I consider myself the only true opposition to the mega Labor government, because, quite frankly, the major parties are just one entity that steamroll legislation through to the detriment of the community, and that's something which everybody needs to understand and do something about. And the only way we can oppose that and do something is to stop voting for major party politics. I just want to give you a few observations of my experience in the Parliament behind us and what actually does happen behind those closed doors that I think many people are not witness to. So the Labor Party really over the last 4 years, in terms of planning and development legislation, are, in my opinion, creating some sort of Soviet-style central planning disaster for Perth, and there's no one to stop it. There's no one at all to stop it. We have voices, we have individuals like our good selves here, but as we've heard, we are completely ignored, and there's nothing at the moment we can really do about it. And they have passed laws which bypass community consultation completely. If you object to planning and development applications, if something affects you personally, there is nothing you can do about it. All we can do is try and galvanise the community to wake up, get active like you good people here, and vote for change. I mean real change. Not one major party, not the other one, but real change. That means alternative parties like the Western Australia Party who actually want to make a difference and create policy in the best interests of the people. And that means people like us. In terms of appeal rights and third-party appeal rights, I have tried on more than one occasion to introduce third-party appeals to the government's legislation. The major parties oppose third-party appeal rights and they are defeated. They are simply not interested in letting people have a say in their own community and their own suburbs. Labor and their mates and their buddies in the development industry are trashing Perth in front of our very eyes. They are creating heat sinks, loss of amenity, loss of green space. It's all occurring before our very eyes. And yet, there's no seeming opposition to what's happening inside the Parliament. And that's something which we should all be concerned about. And I think it's, at this particular time, we need to muzzle property developers. They are out of control. They are being let loose by the Labor government, and for me that's just an incredible thing to witness. That the party is obviously in bed with developers. They receive donations and funding from developers. That's all in the public record. So it's no secret to what the Labor government is doing. And all we are seeing in legislation in the House behind me, the government is creating yet more unelected, unaccountable, zero transparency bureaucracies to manage planning development applications. And that, I think, is a disgraceful thing to be happening. Bypassing consultation, letting no communities, no local governments have a real say in what is happening in the suburbs. So what can we do? In all reality, what can we do? All we can do is change the people who are elected to this Parliament behind me. People who have a real interest in the community, people who want to make policy in the best interests of people, not in the best interests of property developers. And that's what we have here today. So please, go back to your suburbs, your homes, talk to your networks and friends. Help political parties like ours, the Western Australian Party, to get people into the Parliament to make real change happen. Thank you.